Whoa, look what's going on. I'm behind the wheel of a car. Let's go for a ride. Welcome to my first ride-along vlog, and today we're going to tackle the question, why can't you get motivated to start working out? And I'm going to tell you, I believe there's 3 big barriers that stop people from actually getting off the couch or getting motivated to actually get up and do something about it. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you my one go-to solution that has worked for me and many of my clients. A quick little tidbit of why I wanted to start these drive-alongs, because I have a lot of time in between, like from appointment to business meetings and clients and classes. So I thought, you know what, I have thoughts, I have lots of stuff to say, I want to share it with you, and hopefully you can benefit from maybe some of the insights, or maybe at least get you to think about some of the struggles that you're having in a different light. And if that helps you break through those walls to get you actually moving or get you thinking differently and gives you a new perspective on whatever it is that's holding you back, then that's all I want. Now, getting back to the 3 barriers that I feel is stopping you from actually getting off your butt and doing something about your health and fitness. The first one that I always hear is lack of motivation, right? And people think lack of motivation is the reason why they can't actually get up and get started. I'm here to tell you that's not the case. Because motivation, if you're thinking about wanting to work out, that's being motivated. That's you wanting to actually do something about it already. So your motivation is there. Why you don't actually put anything in action is it's confusing and you don't know where to start. So I think that's the very first barrier, is that it's confusing, and it's the whole process of just starting, because there's no clear direction of how you should begin to actually start doing anything, because most people don't have an actual plan of how to actually begin. Everyone just thinks that, just put on a pair of shoes and just go exercise. And if it was that easy, everyone would be doing it. And just to know, I am driving, so I won't be looking directly at you too often at all, because safety first. And I'm hoping the audio is good and the stabilization for my phone holder is good. Obviously, like I said, this is the first initial ride-along vlog, so I might have to actually get a few different pieces of equipment later on if this goes well. But getting back to the first barrier is there's no real plan. So when you're just randomly trying to start something, it's very hard. But when you actually have a plan and a structure to start from the beginning to the end, or at least have a plan of, like, this is how I should be beginning, these are things I need to be working on, and this is how it's going to progress. And once you have a clear idea of how that works and how you feel that's going to work out for you, it makes it so much easier to actually start. For example, if you've been following me for the last couple of months, I've had a recent Achilles ruptured tendon injury, so I couldn't walk, I couldn't drive, I couldn't do too much because I had to be non-weight bearing on my foot, and so that really kept me from being active and doing the things I really wanted to do. So I've had a lot of time to think and reflect and kind of slow down and figure out how I can do things a little bit better, how I can deliver some of my videos better, my services better for all my existing and potential clients. So when I did get injured, I had no plan. I had, because it was something totally unexpected, and I was at a loss of what I should be doing, how to, where do I even begin? But the plan couldn't be complicated. It couldn't be like 100 steps. It needed to be simple. It needed to be easy. It needed to be ways that I can slowly implement certain actions. And I also need to see some sort of progress. So that's why having an initial plan gives you a more clear outline. It's something to follow, where it makes getting started so much easier. So I guess that's why people go to trainers or hire online coaches to get started, to get something going. Number 2 barrier is we already have a preconceived notion of what a workout or a training plan should be, right? Whether you're middle-aged like myself, right, or you're very young, or you're a boomer, we all have this idea of, okay, when I start working out, this is how long the workout should be. These are the exercises I need to be doing. And I don't know where that came from, but I'm sure that was instilled in us through like nowadays influencers. Back then, maybe like magazines, right? And just the old school thought of thinking that, to get a good workout in, you need to do at least 60 minutes. You got to work hard, the no pain, no gain. I'm here to tell you that's all crap, because I've been in this industry for 20 years now, probably a little bit over 20 years now. And I've heard it all, I've seen it all, I've done it all. So I can honestly tell you that that's not the case, right? Like, no one wants to be in pain, so that motto should go out the door anyways, because pain sucks. Who wakes up in the morning and says, yeah, you know what, today I'd like to really feel I should be in pain because that's going to be great for me? That's absolutely zero. No one says that. So throw that out the door, because one of the things is, if you only have 5 minutes, you do 5 minutes. If you have half an hour, great, do half an hour. If you love spending time in the gym and you have lots of time and you love the atmosphere, do that, right? Because everybody is different. But obviously I'm talking to you, the person who doesn't think that going to the gym for an hour and a half is fun or exciting or appealing, right? You're probably the one, like a lot of us, who are busy, tired, exhausted from like family responsibilities, work obligations. We just don't have that time or the energy, or sometimes the push and the drive to actually go out and do something like that. So I'm talking to you who thinks that you need a certain amount of time to exercise to feel that you've done something. Because let me tell you, movements stack, right? No matter how little or more or a lot that you do. So even if you did a few minutes throughout the day at certain intervals that work to your schedule, those benefit you over the long term. Those absolutely will help you get to your goal. So if your goal is to lose fat, right, and you don't have 30 minutes or an hour to walk on a treadmill, although that's not the best way to do it anyways, but that's a different video. You know, like, you do the 5-10 minutes at home, right? That you do your walking, you do your treadmill, you do your weights, right, at 5-10 minute intervals, and then that's good. You've done something, and then you move on to the next thing, because that's what's important, is the consistency of many movements. So don't let the stress of, oh, I can't do this hour-long workout, or I can't do this hour-long exercise training session. Those are things like that you don't need to be doing. You need to be focusing, or I would recommend focusing on being consistent. That's the main thing, being consistent no matter how much time that you do or don't have. But right now I'm at my destination. I'm going to come back and continue this vlog. All right, so the third barrier, where I think is one of the problems why people don't just get up and do their, like, some exercise or start a fitness program, is because they say they don't have enough time. They're so busy, and every single time that they want to start something, they just don't have time, and it's not the right time. So, and when I hear that, I know that's totally a lie. Well, maybe not a lie, but, you know, like, I think the times in their head are exaggerated more than they actually think. Because when they say that they're so busy, not that every minute of the day needs to be filled up with something, or not every minute of the day needs to be something that they have to do that's productive. Because, you know, there's having downtime and relaxation time and recovery is really important too. However, I do find a lot of people who say they don't have any time, and I tell them that they can get really good results in 5 to 10 minutes if they do it consistently, like daily or every other day. Many people still come up with an excuse like that they just don't have the time to do it, or it's not the right time, and they need to have everything set up and before they can actually start to exercise. And I think that is a totally wrong mindset to have, because if you're always going to wait for the time that you don't have, supposedly, or the perfect time to start something, 90% of the time when I've talked to people with that mind frame or that mindset, they don't end up doing anything. And this could be like for weeks to months to years or ever, right? So I want to dispel that when you say, or when you hear someone that says, oh, I'm so busy, I just don't have any time. Yes, your life could be busy, and it might be hectic, because trust me, you know, I've got 2 little kids that we're always trying to rearrange our schedules for their activities, for birthday parties, events, school things, just whatever comes up, right? We're, you know, my wife and I are always trying to fit in our own lives within their lives, right? And that's on top of like our own work, right? I'm trying to run a business. I'm trying to do all these videos, schedule everything out, and still get everything in control. But I've managed in this stage of my life to actually find something that works. And I know it works for a lot of people in the same situation, you know, like busy parents, busy professionals that don't have a lot of time, and they just want to get in and get out and get the work done. So that's why, you know, like shorter routines stacked consistently over time, you really do see effective results. And, you know, there's no other way of saying it. Like, you don't have to do a long duration, unless you're specifically training for something in particular, right? Like a marathon or a triathlon or some sort of sport where you need to prioritize that time. I would tend to guess the people that are watching this right now are not, like focused on training for an elite sport, right? Or an elite event that's coming up. So I can safely say or assume that a lot of us want to get certain results, right? But we haven't been able to get off the couch, or we haven't been able to motor, get the internal drive to just go and do something. And I think those three barriers are huge, right? So the barrier of not having a plan and knowing what to do, not realizing shorter routines, shorter workouts are really effective and you don't need to spend a long duration of time to get results. And 3, the time crunch factor, where you feel like you have no time to start anything. So if you get your mindset out of those 3 barriers, I guarantee it's going to be so much easier to start. How do you do that? I'm glad you stayed till now, because I'm going to tell you my top secret or coaching tip that I give all my clients to how to get out of this funk is think about the word one. It means pick only one movement that you're going to be doing. Pick only one thing that you really enjoy and pair that up with that one movement. So if you love watching TV or you love catching up on episodes, you pick one movement. It could be as simple as a simple stretch where you just cross your legs and you're just stretching out your hips, or you march on the spot, or you do 10 squats, or you do 10 arm circles, something where it's easy and it's relaxing for you to do, and you just pair it up with the one thing that you really enjoy to do. And that's key. If you can get your mindset around how difficult it's going to be to start, but make it very, very simple and have a plan in place, your plan can be every single week or every single day, I'm going to do one movement for 1 minute during this one episode. And then that's it, right? It's about getting that momentum going and getting that feeling of accomplishment, and celebrate that, because it's not easy to start something, to add more onto your plate, especially if you have an overwhelming schedule. And this is one of the things I'm going to leave with you. I'm actually working on a 10-minute fat loss guide for busy people, and I'll leave a link in the descriptions and and on the pinned comments, and it's free to download. It's very simple. There's a set of exercises, 4 different routines that you can just jump in and do, but it's structured in a way where, it's going to elevate your heart rate. It's maybe not for a total beginner, but you can obviously try that out, and there's links to videos for every single exercise. It's very short, but what it does is it starts to get you into the groove of doing something. But if you find that's too difficult and that's too hard, hit me up in the comments or hit me up in the DMs and let me know, because I can totally help with different coaching strategies that I have to at least get you started in the right direction. If you're raring to go, you got to watch this next video.